Hello all. A little high overcast today here in San Francisco. No mist, no drizzle. But in New York City, and New York State, they've been having quite a problem with wildfire smoke. And after experiencing that ourselves here in California, I know what that's like. You have to wear N95 masks, which are very hard to breathe through every time you go outside. And sometimes even inside when the smoke gets real bad. You have to wear these damn masks. I guess we should get used to it. That's going to be the norm. Let's go up here and do a video on just how high the temperatures have been around Puerto Rico. They've seen wet bulb temperatures. So, scientists warned on Tuesday that the planet is rapidly headed to a complete loss of Antarctic sea ice in the summer months by 2040. Scientists found that even far-reaching actions will no longer save the sea ice. The summer ice in the Arctic will be completely gone by the year 2050. Now, if you remember, they said that the sea ice would disappear by 2100, and then they changed it to 2050. It would be starting to disappear. Now they're saying it'll be completely gone by 2050 and will be disappearing by 2040. But what have the governments around the world done? Well, let's take the U.S. for example. What are we doing to combat this problem? The U.S. has recently moved to approve massive oil projects such as the Willow oil drilling project up in Alaska and the Mountain Valley Pipeline. That's just two of the things that our governments are doing to increase oil exploration and more oil burning. The Arctic will be ice-free in the summer, starting in 2030. The summer ice in the Arctic has receded by 13% each decade since 1997, they found. So what they do is they just use 13% and they go until they run out of ice. They find that starts to open up in 2030. 2040, it starts to disappear in the summer. By 2050, it's gone in the summer. The loss of summer ice would trigger a feedback loop known as the Arctic amplification. So the more that disappears, the darker the ground gets, the warmer it gets, and so on and so forth, which leads to more melting, which is called a feedback loop. Now, one other thing that all this melting ice and trouble is causing is the high heat temperatures around the world. Let's take Puerto Rico, for example. Puerto Rico heat wave is the worst they've ever had. A life-threatening heat wave index of 125 degrees Fahrenheit on Monday was driven by a combination of an intense heat dome, El Nino, and climate change. Puerto Rico is so hot, baffling weather experts who warn that other parts of the world will likely experience similar heat waves this summer. So this is the summer that it really starts. This is the summer where the wet bulb temperature, which is the humidity plus the heat, can cause death to all animals, including humans, if they're not sheltered or in a cooler place. But if they're out in the open, they can die from this. And what will happen to our food crops and the other animals around the planet that can't take shelter from the heat? This will be the big summer, this and next summer. El Nino is roaring along, causing all this heat problems. Well, the world continues to build more coal-fired power plants, and look for more oil to exploitate throughout the world. Completely crazy. Stupidity. It's up to us to vote in proper leaders who actually read these kind of reports and understand what the situation is around the planet and can make decisions on that. But right now, all of our leaders, no matter if they're on the left or the right or wherever they are in the pockets of the oil companies. And that's just the way that is. And we, the people, have to decide whether we're going to continue down the road. Because see, the leaders will always be in air conditioning air conditioning cars, air conditioning buildings. They will never go outside for very long to experience what the rest of us have to experience. With that, you can tell us how the smoke is around your area from the wildfires this year so far that have just begun. And what's your weather like, the temperatures? Are you guys experiencing the incredible high temperatures of some of the rest of the world, like India, China, now Puerto Rico, and other countries around the world? So with that, I appreciate any comments you have, the ups, the new subscribers, and until next time.